We live. Minute a bit late because I didn't realize it is day saving or light saving. Hey, what did you say?
Daylight savings.
Daylight saving came into effect in the USA. So I'm now thinking that it is 6 o'clock my time and 9 o'clock her time. Meanwhile, an hour's been added and it's 8 o'clock her time. So I'm busy waiting for the speaker to come in, and she's normally early. So I go and message her. I said, when are you coming on? Thank goodness she was actually ready.
I have an hour. This is the beauty of my day.
So, welcome to Conversations with Karin, whereby I have weekly conversations with you regarding life, and I'm blocking your full potential and to possibly shift, change, and grow through our conversations. And before I carry on, I'm getting a warning here, and I just want to see that everything's okay with you, Gina.
Yes.
All right, we're busy using live stream. First time I'm using live stream on live, so here it goes. But I do hear a phone beeping.
Yeah, let's do that.
So today's co-host and returning guest is Gina Anne, who is an intuitive life coach, mentor, intuitive spiritual counselor, and a children's author. So, welcome back, Gina, to today's Conversations with Karin.
Thank you so much. Love all this. I know daylight savings, we've got eclipses, we've got a lot of stuff going on.
I mean, hello. So, today's conversation. 2 weeks ago, Gina and I had a conversation about the importance of play regarding with adults, with us. And what came up continuously in our conversations was about relationships. And I had experienced quite a few clients and people that have come across in the last couple of months about losing, finding their relationships a bit dead or boring or questioning where they are at. Have they lost this spark? So today's conversation is the importance of play for relationships. Hi. For those that don't know me, I am Karin Kelly, a transformation coach and author, assisting you to unlock your full potential, to shift, change, and grow, transforming the essence of self, discard, upgrade past programming that have limited you and held you back, stuck to unstuck in your thoughts. For example, I think I get tongue twisted on that a couple of times. What I mentioned last time that we spoke is that our society tends to dismiss play in adults. It's a huge thing. You make you actually feel guilty. You know, you're childish. You act your age. And the notion is that once we reach adulthood, it's time to get serious. And between professional, work life, responsibilities of perhaps children, career, studies, there's no time for play. And this is my truth. And I feel this is actually very, very important, that play is just as pivotal for adults as it is for children. I'm going to hand this over to the children's author, who also deals with a lot of her coaching has got to do with the inner child. But think of it, children play. So, Gina, I hand over to you.
Thank you. No, I feel play not only adds to the wellness of everybody, because why we lose is because life takes over. And you're right, we don't schedule play, but It's important. There's a science behind play. There really is. It does change the brain chemistry. So when I work, I call myself an inner child specialist because we all have the inner child within us.
Yeah.
I mean, we started out as children. What I love about children is they go out, they jump in a puddle, they don't think about their shoes getting wet. They just play until the mama says, your shoes are wet. Same as adults, when we go through, like, especially couples, we fall into this routine. And especially during COVID, I worked with a lot of couples, interestingly, over Zoom with play, because all of a sudden they were together again. They didn't know what to do. And the key to play for me is communication. It's not like, oh, let's go have fun. You can't create fun. You can go out and set and do things. And play doesn't mean, oh, yeah, it is like going to a slide or going to a swing. It could be as simple as just putting music on and dancing.
Yeah.
Connecting in that way. One tool that I have them do, again, before you can play, you have to communicate. You have to set everything aside. Sometimes a different scenery is really important. So I say, get out of your house, get out of the four walls. I don't care what you do. Go outside, go to a park, go around the block, but don't go left, go right this time. Do something different. Hold hands, see what it feels like just to hold hands. You don't have to say anything. But if you're in the house, have a picnic right in the middle of your living room. Why not? That's play. Write a letter to each other. Write a letter to each other. What is something that you would want to do what did you do as a child when you had your friend come over? You went to the park or you played ball. What did you do? Do that. Role playing. I think one tool I love doing this with couples is you be your partner and that partner is you. It's really fun to see what comes out.
Play brings joy. I think of I'm actually thinking of my cat. When you actually play with something in front of them, or a dog, whatever animal, and the eyes like sparkle. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they actually forget they're hungry and they want to go for a walk. They just want to play. And, it sets different endorphins, certain things off inside of us when we actually play, like when we go to gym, the happy drug inside of us. Right. And it's a vital for problem solving, in my feeling, and in my experience as a coach, and creativity, especially also in relationships.
Especially in relationships.
And I've actually, and I think I mentioned this the last time, that I have seen negativity actually in play with, I'm sorry, I'm moving my eye off my camera. I have seen negativity in play when couples actually play with one another. Gina?
Absolutely. In my experience, personally and professionally, sometimes it's a timeout. I teach children, but I also teach adults, and especially couples, a safety word. And make this safety word a fun word.
Yeah.
Make it a fun word. And that's your timeout. Like when things get heavy, or when you're just feeling, when you want to go play, have a safety word. And what in the safety, it could be pineapple, and it's just silly. Or it could be, pineapple poop. I don't know. It's just fun. It's silly, right? And laughter is the best medicine. I know that's such a cliche, and it's such it's been around forever, but it is. When you laugh, everything gets released, like the endorphins, the serotonin. Play, like I said, it doesn't have to be organized play, because sometimes adults have such heavy schedules. Oh, let's organize. It's too much, and that's why we don't play. That's not what play is. Play is decompressing, getting out of your mind, getting in your body. Again, dancing is one of the best forms of play. Role playing, being silly, being an animal. It's silly. Remember, as children, we can be animals. We can be a doggy. We can be a kitty. And if you look at animals like your cat or a dog, they just play. They don't think of it. You throw a ball and it's fun. Throw a ball to your partner. Throw a ball. Throw a pillow. It's as simple as that. What it does chemically, it allows an opening. Play is one of the highest form of communication.
Mm.
And in play, there's intimacy. And that's what couples, when they lack this intimacy or sex, that's when the relationship disintegrates and there's a disconnect.
Mm.
When you bring that play back, the intimacy. Doesn't everybody like, because it's such an intense sense of emotions, when you get in an argument, haven't you ever heard make-up sex? That's play. They play. You tickle. Start tickling your partner. Just as simple. Do this to yourself. You have your arm. Just simply do this. Now go slower. Gives me chills. That's a form of play. Something you could do to yourself. So imagine doing it to your partner, having your partner do it to you. It's as simple as that. And it's funny and it's ticklish.
Playing in relationships. Before, Karen, won't you please do me a favor? Switch your cell phone on vibrate. It's really loud.
Mine's off. Mine's completely off.
Is it? Something's binging. Unless somebody's come on and I don't know about it. In relationships, playing together has helped, in my experience and in Gina's, helped couples rekindle the relationship and explore other forms of emotional intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you an example, is that I came across somebody recently who spoke about, I told her about this talk I was going to give on playing adults. And we were going to pre-record it and then send it out, but I decided, okay, I'll go live stream. Is that she said to me that, yes, play is very important. During this time of coronavirus, things became very stressful. Money became stressful in their lives, and her and her husband very spontaneously. And I was actually telling Gina inside of myself, I said, yes, yes, is because they went to, and I was surprised that her partner actually agreed to something like that. Not that I just not picture him that he would actually do something like that. And I got quite excited. I went, yes, is that her and her husband went to for massage classes and learned how to do the Kama Sutra massage. Is it Kama Sutra?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, the Kama Sutra massage. And it wasn't sexual, as in sex. They were just shown how to massage each other. And yes, they did have a massage bed at home. And she said she said she can't believe what it actually did. It brought them closer in communication. It brought them, I don't know, it's something like a veil, the dust hit off, got actually dusted off from them. And yes, it did enhance their dormant sexuality towards one another. But that wasn't the main thing. Something opened up. And I was actually quite chuffed and quite proud of them. They actually did that. And I said, so that's a form of play. I said, now one up on that, if it's within your budget, because they have children, organize a weekend away or just a night away.
Go to a hotel. I'm not asking people to spend a lot of money. I get it. Yeah. But getting away, like getting out of the normal routine and the environment is very stimulating. Adding a candle to dinner, sitting in silence and eating together, cooking together, very playful.
Yeah.
Anything that touches upon the senses. Don't you notice when you're playing, or when you're as a child, you're playing, everything's going, you're playing, you're running, you're touching, you're smelling, you're hearing, you can feel the grass, you can hear the water when you're swimming. Anything that touches upon the senses is playing. You can go to Disneyland and it's very sensory. That's why people love Disneyland and amusement parks, sensory. But you can create that play within your own space. The world, I always say, the world is our playground. Look how beautiful. The world is our playground. Why are we not utilizing it and loving it? Our bodies are our playground. It's not just for sex and intimacy. Of course, that's a big part in a relationship. But we have these faculties. We have our body. Let's go out. Let's go walk. Let's go play. Let's hold hands. Let's do something together. Let's laugh. Laughter. Let's dance. Let's move our body. It's fun. It's silly. That's why TikTok is so popular. What are they doing? TikTok's so popular because they're sharing information, but they're playing. They're playing. That's why it's one of the highest social medias now. People are being silly. Their mommies are getting involved. Daddies, couples are getting involved. Couples things. They're playing. They're being silly. There's science behind. I always say it. I think every time I speak, I love when the neuroscience procreates with the woo woo. And what's the woo woo? The woo woo is the magic. It's stepping out of the box. Again, we are bombarded with life and in this COVID era and financial stress and health and family and responsibilities. But you can always take time to play. It's just an excuse.
I'm going to ask you. Sorry?
I think people are afraid to play because they don't know what it looks like. In fact, a lot of the couples goes, I don't know how to play anymore. I'm like, great. That's great. You're not supposed to know how to play because it's a state of being. Joy, there's a difference for me in joy, being in joy and being happy. I get clients, what's going to make me happy? I don't know. Your happy is different from my happy. But we can come to joy because that's a state of being.
I was going to ask you is that, and I see not couples, I see the individual that will say to me, yes, but my partner doesn't like touch.
Okay.
My partner doesn't, not affectionate in that way. Yes, we're in the bedroom, but if I had to do cooking, for example, which both parties love, he's not, some men or women, I don't want to actually put the umbrella under one person thing, is I'll go, no, this is, no, this is not me. I mean, I don't have time to touch and fluff and kiss the neck, and that's not me. And I talk about the truth concept. And when I coach, same goes for Gina. When we coach, we impart on information. We impart teaching. Whatever it is that we impart with. Okay. And there's 3 ways that you can take it. You can take it, no, not me. And potentially losing the opportunity of growth, of learning, of change, of transformation, of healing. Or you can suddenly, the second way is in coaching, that is, or reading a quote or listening to some person that's been going for moons like Tony Robbins or John Q, whoever, Louise Hay, and suddenly embracing, yes, mine's mine. Which in actual fact, you've taken somebody else's truth as your own. It's not yours. The third way is to think about it. Try it on for size. Try it.
There's something new.
And by trying something like that, you will find you then own it, becoming your truth. It's like a tennis player changing his coach. Well-known tennis player changing his coach. And he was taught in a very specific way. And he resists. No, I like doing my swing like this. I was taught like this. And his new coach will say, try it, wear it for size, try it a little bit. If it doesn't work for you, then discard it. It doesn't belong to you. And with this, which is a true story, with this tennis player trying it on for size, he realized, oh my word, my serves are better. There's certain aches in his arm, whatever he played for hours, gone because he tried it on for size. It's not for everybody. Might not have worked. Then it wasn't his truth. So what I'm saying is, instead of saying, not me, just sit back and try it. You might actually get a very receptive partner and go, oh, if I'd known that, I would have done try that ages ago. Just saying.
No, I completely agree. And those are three great, because when you're working with couples, you have to have two willing partners. If one is not willing, it's not going to work. That everyone has free will. So the first person, whether it's male or female, husband, wife, 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 doesn't matter. The resistance, that's where I come in and I'm like, let's delve into why we have resistance. Because there's always some core trigger why there's a resistance.
Yeah.
So first, in couples, you have to have, it's not just one. You can't, you have to have matching. It's 100, not 50-50.
No.
So, and the other partner has to say, I always ask, can you live the rest of your life with this person knowing he does or she doesn't like touch or being affectionate in public, for example? Can you live with that?
Yeah.
Because you can introduce all the play, you can introduce all the wisdom, you can introduce all the education, you can introduce all the modalities. If one is not willing and not ready, it doesn't work. And that's where sometimes we do have to work individually sometimes, and then we come back and we reintegrate.
What happens when one partner is not willing?
If one partner is not willing, then again, can you live the rest of your life with this person knowing how this person is at this moment? So this is where sometimes that's where we have to work individually with them before we bring them back together and get to the core. Where did that come from? We get to the root of that. Then I start adopting play with that person. Let's just try a little bit of play. I always say, will you play with me right now? Okay, great. We're going to play this playing game. And I play this one game. And every time I play this game, it brings something out of them in their inner child. Whether it's a male or a female. Always, every time. And I said, we're not going to think about this. We're not thinking. Can you just sit down and play with me for a moment?
Both must be willing. So if the husband or the wife or the girlfriend or the boyfriend or the lover or the whoever, one of them comes to us and the other partner is not willing to learn, change, and grow at all. And as Gina said, that's the time you need to actually question, am I willing to actually go further with this partner? And I'm not talking about a sexual level, and I'm not actually talking about even play.
Overall, we're talking exactly.
So, and I mean, if the answer is yes, I'm willing, well, then it's fine. Then what other things can you put into place, or they can put into place that actually can integrate and make things work? So it doesn't mean because the partner doesn't want to play, okay, that you must actually leave the person, okay? Don't get me wrong. So there's other integrations of other forms of what they would consider play.
So you tap in. This is where as a coach, we have to tap in and like a teacher, I was a teacher for 18 years. I had to tap into all the individuals in their different teaching modalities. Some are auditory, some are vocal, some are visual. So it's adapting to what their state of play is. For some it is touch, for some it's something else. So it's finding what works for them. It's not cookie cutter. Every client or clients or couple I have, there's no cookie cutter. It's their own personalized coaching.
Mm.
So it's what works for one may not work for another.
Yeah.
So that's how, and that's, I think that, when it's like going to a doctor, they have a checklist. Great. There is a certain amount of checklist, but it's actually seeing and hearing that person. There is a reason he or she's going, I don't like touch. There is a reason. So we get to that core reason. Doesn't mean they're magically going to want touch, but maybe they don't like the neck. Maybe they don't like, maybe they were in an accident. Maybe, remember I said this? Maybe they like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe just no rubbing. Maybe just, I had a young girl who was sexually abused at 3 years old. Didn't like to be touched, didn't like loud noises. Slowly, it touched like this. And it's safety and trust. Boils down to, right? Trust and safety.
Yeah. We started to run out of time. So is that we don't need to play every single second of the day to enjoy the benefits of play. Play is just a catalyst. Just a catalyst. In boosting our happiness and productivity. So Gina and I are going to, although we've been imparting on things that one actually can do in your relationship to spice it up a bit, boost it a little bit, I'll mention one, is setting better boundaries. Okay. And starts at the heart. Learn more about defining your boundaries in your relationship and living with intention.
Mm-hmm.
Change how you think about play. And remember that play is important for all aspects of our lives, including creativity and relationships. In your relationship, a relationship actually within yourself. I mean, dancing or walking on I love dancing, so that's playing with myself. Give yourself permission.
There's a lot of ways we can play with ourselves. It's vast.
Yeah. As I mentioned to Gina the last time, I have a conversation with my cats. Part of play. Hey, Gina.
Did you say something? You blocked out for a second.
Oh, I said, hey, Gina.
to
give some tips, parting tips.
Parting tips. Yeah. Play is a state of being too. It's not work. Play is not work. So when I give people say workshops, I say play shops. Play is a state of being as well. It's like joy. It's not, I'm going to do this, create this. So for today, playing, do something that you do. Go dance. Put on the music and just dance. Dance naked. Who cares? It's so silly and it's so fun. And you may feel silly, but watch it change your mood. Or there's another thing, just really quickly with your partner. Just do this. It's really silly. Talk gibberish. And have them guess what you said. You do it to me, Karin. Just it's really uncomfortable, right? Correct? That's literally 10 seconds of gibberish. Gibberish is one of see how it's like we get embarrassed. It's silly. It
But you
especially
actually laugh because it's silly.
exactly. That's fine.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is gibberish. Gibberish is one of the tools I use. Gibberish. Just do
Yeah.
that. Do it to anybody. You do it to your dog or cat. Laka shakalaka.
From the cats.
Exactly. That's one of. Just do that today. See what it does, and get back to us.
And another thing I like is reading out aloud to your partner. And I'm talking about a non-fiction saucy novel.
I knew. I was like, keep going, keep going.
Keep going.
See how we're fidgeting? Keep going.
It's actually, you might even say, I don't read that kind of SH1T. Do it for goodness sake. The two of you will either giggle, which is play, laugh, which is play, blush, which is play, or just remain silent and actually listen, which is also play.
Exactly.
That is so cool. And those that have healthy, aligned relationships. I was reading something the other day where, okay, this is getting a bit sexual, but I mean,
I'm good with that.
fully dressed, but the person was fully dressed.
Okay.
Fully dressed, where they actually put a piece of chocolate or a jelly tot or whatever it is, little sweetie, whatever you like, even something salty, then put it there on very strategic points, whether it was on the ankle, the belly button, the ear, the neck, not the obvious.
Yeah, exactly.
The nose, the forehead, between over here, but clothed. Everywhere else but sexual.
The obvious.
Like your boobies and your whatever. So that was, I almost like, ooh. And that was a non-fiction book I was reading. I went, ooh, that's actually a very good idea. I must mention that in the talk on Friday.
Yes. Exactly.
So we really have to end.
Okay.
So Gina.
And we're just getting started. We just did a little bit of foreplay. We did a little bit of foreplay.
Is there anything that you'd like to say before we actually end?
Really, honestly, every time, thank you. I mean, the time flies with us. And when I notice that time flies and the world disappears, we're playing. We're playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's always fun. Like I said, now you got me started and I'm like, ooh.
I would actually love to, but we're going to do it in January. Yeah. Bring on a speaker from a place called Allure Sensuality, Allure Emporium type thing. Sorry is her name. I'm sure she doesn't mind me mentioning her name. But that woman is, and her husband is phenomenal. Phenomenal. When it actually comes to relationships and one's, she calls it sexuality, but basically it's one's inner world being in alignment to be able to actually self-love within yourself, which is actually brilliant. So Gina and myself are actually going to be speaking to her husband and myself in January.
I'm so excited. No pun intended.
Oh, yes. So, I was actually tempted to say, don't you come on for 2 minutes today? So, if you're wanting to make contact with Gina, her contact details are below, and it will be at the end of the slide as well, as so is mine. And my question to you is, are you ready or wanting to reach your full potential? Then reach out to me. I have a end of the year special actually going on. So if you want my landing page, reach out and I'll send you one of the landing pages, especially for the woman. And if you want to get over that feeling of fear or You're always suppressing your emotions, or you're feeling you're suppressing your emotions, or you're feeling you're stuck in your thoughts. And develop your self-worth and just feel good and better about yourself, happy, then you're in the right place, whereby I assist you to unlock your full potential to shift, change, and grow, transforming the essence of self, discarding, upgrading past programming that have limited you and held you back. It is about assisting you basically taking that quantum leap forward in transforming your life mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. And I don't normally do this on a talk, but I'm going to actually ask Gina to give me a 45-second elevator telling me what you actually do.
What I do, it's multi-layered. I assist others in reaching in and going to that inner place. I would call it the umbilical cord, and opening that up so you can live your best life and enjoy infinite possibilities rather than limited possibilities. And I know that's very general, but again, it depends on who's before me. Whatever that may be, whether it's trauma, it's not just trauma I deal with, it's joy as well. It's life coaching. In fact, I'm reading a novel right now that someone is giving me. I'm reading it because I help other authors and actors moving forward with their creativity. And we do it in play and fun, not in worry and stress and desperation and attachment. We remove the attachments and expectations.
So, my question to all of you is, who do you choose to be? Thank you, Gina,
Thank you.
for being on the Conversations with Karin.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And remember, everyone, to hit subscribe button at the bottom of the page if you're on YouTube and would like to hear future talks. Be safe and be you. Thank you.